say that Haman does in the Bible story, you've got to act it out, Sebastian. You think you can do this? So if I said that Haman brushed his teeth, what would you do? You got to act like you're brushing your teeth. Okay, perfect, okay. If I said that Haman clapped his hands 3 times, what would you do? That's good. You guys think he's good? You guys think you can do this? Okay, but I need y'all's help in the story as well, okay? So anytime I'm telling Haman that he's doing something, he's going to act it out, right, Sebastian? I mean Haman, okay? But you guys are going to do the sound effects. Do you guys think you can do that? So if I say something like, now remember, everything I tell Haman to do, he's going to act it out. Anything you hear as a sound effect, you guys got to do. So if I said, Haman knocked on a door 3 times. Good job. If I said that Haman shivered in the cold. You guys are good. All right, do you guys think you can help me tell today's Bible story? Yes, maybe? But you got to pay attention and you got to focus because Haman is actually the bad guy in today's Bible story. So you got to give him an evil look. Yeah, I love the sound effects already. Good job. Okay, so when I do this, I want you guys to be as silent as possible. So let's try that again because I love that. Okay, so Haman is today's bad guy. You guys are awesome. Okay, but Haman, even though he was a bad guy, he would sit in his chair, but it was very squeaky chair. He would count his money because Haman was really, really rich. He needed a new mustache. Not only would Haman count his money because he was super rich, but as he sat in his rocking chair, he would clean off his clothes a little bit because he was super popular and change his mustache a little bit. You guys are great. You guys are great. So he would put his money back in his pocket because he knew he was already super rich. He knew that he was already super popular, but he was also flexing his muscles because he was super, super powerful. You guys are great. But Haman wasn't powerful because of his muscle. No, you see, Haman just got a job promotion with the king of the land. Yeah. This made Haman super excited. He was now the highest ranking official. He was the most honored, most respected, and most dreaded man in the entire land. He was pretty much second in command to the king, and pretty much the king's BFF. They were best friends forever. Oh yeah. You think that Haman was happy, right? You think Haman would be happy being super rich, super powerful, and super popular? Do you think he'd be happy? Yeah? No. Well, Haman wasn't happy because there was one guy that always made him mad, and his name was Mordecai. Everyone say Mordecai. Everyone say Mordecai. Mordecai. I love your beard now. That's perfect. Okay. Let me pause the story really quick to tell you about Mordecai. Mordecai was actually the good guy in today's story, okay? Now, I don't have a Mordecai up here with me today, but Mordecai was actually a Jew. And I don't know if you guys remember, but in the Bible, the Jews were the children of Israel. They were also God's people. So, Mordecai, being a Jew, with his people, were in a place called what? Israel. Oh, there you go, Israel. You guys are following along. But the king and the king's land overtook Israel and captured Mordecai and a few other guys who were super smart, brought them into his courtroom to be his officials in his courtroom. So Mordecai wasn't born there. He wasn't supposed to be there. He was captured, but he served the king faithfully as his servant. In fact, Mordecai served the king so well that he actually saved the king's life one time. Someone planned to kill the king, and Mordecai found out and saved the king. Do you think the king was happy with that? Yeah. Would you be happy if someone saved your life? Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, because the king really liked Mordecai, Haman really didn't like Mordecai. He was angry. Do an angry face. You guys are awesome. He was so angry, in fact, every time he heard the name Mordecai, he would shiver and shake with disgust. Shiver and shake with disgust as if he just ate a piece of carrot and broccoli covered chocolate cake. Yeah! But not only every time he heard the name Mordecai would he shiver and shake with disgust as if he just ate a piece of carrot and broccoli covered chocolate cake, he would also go, yucky, yucky. You gotta do that too. I love you. You're doing brown now. This is perfect. This is perfect. Okay, so here we go. Let's test this out. You ready? Mordecai. You gotta go yucky, yucky. You gotta say yucky, yucky. There you go. Perfect. I'm gonna make an after you yet. You ready? Okay. Let's try it again. Mordecai. There you go. All right, cool. All right, so let's get back on track really quick. So the king really liked this guy named, wait for it, bless you, Mordecai. Good job. So Haman really didn't like this guy named, wait for it, Mordecai. So Haman decided, since he was now officially the king's official, he was the most rich, he was super popular, he was the most important guy in all the land, he was second to the king, he decided he was going to make a rule that anytime he walked down the street, everyone had to bow down to him. Oh yeah. But anytime someone didn't bow down to him, oh, that made Haman mad. That made Haman really angry. In fact, Haman would stomp his foot on the ground, point to the ground, demanding people to bow down before him. There you go. But there was one guy who never bowed down to Haman. Wait for it, his name was? Mordecai. This made Haman so mad that he stomped up to his room, opened his door that was really squeaky, slammed it shut, and he would sit down on the ground and pout like a little baby. You guys are great. Now Haman would sit in his room for hours and hours thinking, how can I get back at this guy named, wait for it, Mordecai. All of a sudden, the light bulb came on in his head. He had an idea, so Haman stood up, he wringed his hands together like this, and he let out an evil laugh. His plan was genius. His plan was pure evil. His plan was to get a new mustache. His plan was to kill the man named, wait for it, Mordecai. This made Haman really happy, and he wringed his hands more and let out another evil laugh. Because his evil plan was much bigger than that. Not only would he kill the man named, wait for it, Mordecai, but he was also going to kill his family. Haman wringed his hands more and let out another evil laugh. Because that wasn't evil enough. Oh no. Haman not only was going to kill the named man, wait for it, Mordecai. Where are you going, dude? Come closer, you're scaring me. Okay, not only was he going to kill him, he was also going to kill his family, but the plan went further. Haman's plan was to not only kill him, not only to kill his family, but to kill all the Jews that lived in the land. No. This made Haman very happy. So Haman opened his door that squeaked a lot, slammed it shut behind him, went to the king, and knelt down before the king. And he said, "Good, great king, you are so great. Your hair is great. And your teeth are great. You're just a great king. I love you." And the king was listening, and Haman said something. Now listen to what he said. While Haman was kneeling down before the king, he said, "Great king, it has come to my attention that there are certain people in this land who are foreigners. They don't belong here. They're not from here. And actually, these certain people," who's he talking about, by the way? The Jews, and yeah. So Haman is talking to the king, and he said, "These certain people are foreigners. They don't belong here in this land, and they could be dangerous." Oh yeah. Not only are these certain people who are foreigners and they're in this land, they don't really belong here. Not only could they be dangerous, but they're not obeying your laws. And not only are they not obeying your laws, good king, great king, whose hair is great, and your teeth are great, and you're just a great, great king. As a favor to you, king, your officially official, Haman, will take care of all of these certain people for you. What do you think he meant by take care?
No.
The king trusted Haman. Remember, the king just promoted Haman. They were BFFs. And so the king signed away a law to where Haman, in just a few short days, would get to kill all the Jews of the land. It's true. It's true. So Haman got up from the king's palace, skipped back to his room with joy, opened his door that was really squeaky, slammed it shut, wringed his hands, and let out one last evil laugh. Because his evil plan was now set in motion. In just a few short days, with the king's legal signed document, he would be able to take his vengeance on the man named, wait for it, Mordecai. Yeah. All right, let's pause today's story really quick to let you know about something that Haman didn't know about and something that the king didn't know about. They had no idea about something very important that was about to get Haman in a lot of trouble. So you guys remember how the king just promoted Haman, right? He became officially the king's official. Well, around that same time, the king also chose a brand new lady to be his new queen. She was the most beautiful one in all the land. She was the most fairest. She was so kind. She was so sweet. She did everything she could to help people, and everybody loved her. Her name was Queen Esther. Everyone say Queen Esther. Yeah. See, Esther was new to a queen. She wasn't a princess. She was just a common person like you and me, and the king chose her to be his new wife, to be his new queen. And so she tried very hard to do exactly what the king asked. But here's something that Haman and the king didn't know about Queen Esther. Wait for it. Queen Esther was actually a Jew. There you go. I love the sound effects. She was a Jew. Now hold on. If Queen Esther was a Jew, what was Mordecai's law that he just passed? That he was going to kill all the who?
Jews.
All the Jews. Okay. So Queen Esther heard that his plan was to kill all the Jews. She was a Jew. Not only was she a Jew, but the man named, wait for it, Mordecai was a Jew also. And actually, no one else knew this either, but Queen Esther was actually raised by someone other than her father. She was raised by her cousin when she was a little girl, and her cousin was, wait for it, Mordecai. Yeah. So when Queen Esther found out that Haman was passing a law that all the Jews were going to be killed, she knew that all of her people were going to die in just a few short days. And not just her people, but her family by the man named, wait for it, Mordecai. Yeah. Okay. So Queen Esther had to decide right then and there, do I tell the truth or not? Because she knew one of two things would happen if she came to the king and told him the truth. If she came to the king and said, King, I am a Jew, one of two things would happen. Number one, either the king would be extremely angry at Queen Esther for not being honest the first time and have her killed right then and there, or two, he would have compassion on her because he loved her and he would save her and her people from being slaughtered. Esther had to make a decision. Does she go to the king and risk her own life or not? So she submitted several days in prayer. And she prayed and asked God, God, what do I do? And after a few days, God told her, you've got to tell the truth. So Queen Esther decided, I'm going to have a dinner. And I'm going to invite the king and Haman. So Haman got a letter in the mail and he opened it up. You guys got to give me an open up sound effect. There you go. He's opening it up. And he read it. And he saw that the queen invited him to a fancy dinner. Well, this made Haman really excited. So excited, in fact, he jumped up and down. He clapped his hands together really, really fast. And he squealed like a little girl. Because he was so excited. So he skipped back to his room. He opened his door that squeaked really, really loud. He slammed it shut. And he decided he was going to be in his best uniform. So he decided to take a shower. You gotta take a shower. Like this. There you go, the water sound effects. He decided not only would he take a shower, but he would also comb his hair. He would brush his teeth. He would clean his mustache. He would comb his mustache. And he would move his mustache to his face. Not only that, he would also spray cologne all over himself. He wanted to smell really, really pretty. Yeah. And so he decided he was ready. He even prepared a speech to where he got to thank his mom and his dog for this award because he thought the queen was going to give him an award. So he decided, I'm ready to go. So he opened up his door that squeaked a little bit. He closed it very hard behind him. And he walked to the dinner hall. He sat down at the dinner table and he ate a fancy meal. The queen ate with him. The king ate with him. He had pig, pork. Oh yeah. He had grapes and bacon and ham and fruit and cake. It was amazing. It was amazing. But as dinner came to a close and Haman let out a loud burp. Yeah. Dinner was over and everybody was so full. And the king asked Queen Esther, why did you call us here? Well, Haman started straightening up his tie a little bit, straightening up his clothes, getting ready to receive this award from Queen Esther. And Queen Esther said something that Haman was not expecting. She said, great king, O king with great hair and great teeth, you're just a great, great king. It has come to my attention that I found a secret plan to kill me and my people. Well, Haman almost choked on a grape when he heard that. Because he thought he was about to get an award. But instead, Queen Esther said something that caught his attention. Haman started sweating because he had a plan to kill a lot of people. But he didn't know who Queen Esther's people was. So he was sweating like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? So the king was asking, Queen Esther, who are these people? What is happening? Tell me the details that you know. And Queen Esther took a deep breath and let it out. Now is the moment of truth. This was the time when Queen Esther would tell her identity. And if she did, remember, one of two things would happen. Either one, she would die, or two, the king would save her. Queen Esther's heart was pounding in her chest, and she decided, I'm going to tell the truth. So she told the king, King, I am a Jew. And there has been a law that has just been signed that all the Jews in the land are going to be killed, and that means I'm going to die too. Well, this made the king furious. He was so angry. He even threw a few pots and pans around everywhere. Yeah. And he demanded to know who came up with this plan. No one is going to touch my queen. No one is going to touch her people. And Queen Esther gently raised her hand and pointed across the table to the man named Haman. Haman was now sliding down in his chair because he was so nervous and he was so scared because he tried to tell a lie to help himself and he was about to get hurt very, very badly because of his lies. The king was so mad. He had the guards grab him immediately by the arms and throw him into prison and they shut the doors as hard as they could. They didn't chop his head. I don't know. Actually, the king said this. The king told Haman while he was sitting in jail, Haman, the same fate that you planned for the Jews is now going to be your own. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh no. Because here's the thing. Queen Esther decided to take a stand and tell the truth the first time. Because she told the truth, she was embarrassed, she was scared, she was nervous, but because she told the truth the very first time, she saved so many people's lives. And Haman, well, Haman learned very fast that when you tell a lie to help yourself, you end up hurting yourself instead. You guys give it up for Sebastian. He was a great Haman. We'll keep the hat for you. You can keep your mustache, or your unibrow, or your beard, or your hair, whatever it is that you want to call it, because it was everywhere, dude. Good job, man. All right. Really quick, I want you guys to clap your hands together like this. Because I want to pray with you guys really fast. Because I don't know about you, but I'm extremely thankful that God has given us His Word. Hold on, you guys listen up really quick. I'm extremely thankful that God has given us His Word, that we can read stories just like that and actually learn from people like Haman so that we don't have to go through stuff like that. We get to learn.